Hi, you guys. It's Yaz, and today I'm going to talk about if a narcissist can go no contact for a month or longer. This is what happens. I had done a reel on this, and I spoke about, when you go no contact with a narcissist, and if they can go longer than a month without talking to you, generally this is what it means. And I had so many people debating on the post about it, so I needed to clarify it right now in this podcast. What I was saying in my reel was this: if a narcissist can go a month or longer without talking to you, generally it means they never ever really cared about you. And there's two reasons for that. And I'm going to get into those two reasons in this podcast. Why a narcissist can go longer than a month without talking to you. Okay? The first reason why a narcissist can go longer than a month without talking to you is they're busy with another supply, okay? They're busy with another supply. You've gone no contact with the narcissist, and they're having a good time for themselves now. They're taking that no contact as a time for them to go out and have a good time. They don't have to worry about you calling their phone. They don't have to worry about you showing up at their house. They now have their immediate freedom, okay? No contact means that a narcissist now has freedom to pursue the other supply or to get busy with the supply they were already talking to before you went no contact. So during the no contact, initially, the narcissist is going to like it because it gives them their space to do what they want to do. They don't have to answer to you anymore. They don't have to worry about you interrupting them if they're with another supply at another supply's house. It gives them their freedom, and they actually love it. They love it initially with the no contact, okay? The other reason a narcissist can go no contact for a month or longer is their pride, okay? Their pride. Narcissists have the kind of pride that God actually disdains because they put their pride above everything and everyone else. They even put their pride above God. So a narcissist does not want to give in to you, and their pride will keep them strong, okay? There's two kinds of pride. There's a pride where you respect yourself and you have pride in who you are and your work and everything like that. And then there's a pride that is, looked down upon by God, whereby your pride becomes more important than everything and anyone else. All right. And this is another reason why a narcissist won't contact you in a month, all right, or longer. And they go into a silent treatment. They go no contact, they go silent, and they will not give in. They will not give in, okay? I went no contact with a narcissist for months, and this narcissist would not give in because of their pride. Because of their pride. It was all about the pride. They were not going to give in and contact me. If I wanted to speak to them, I had to submit to them and, contact them. And they will actually cut you off permanently because of their pride. You see this a lot in families, okay? In families, because of that pride, they could maybe, they're not talking to family members. Sometimes in families, people go a lifetime without talking to each other. They go no contact for a lifetime, and it's kind of like, have a nice life or anything because of their pride. They don't want to, they don't want to humble themselves. They don't want to compromise with the person because they feel like, what? I'm not giving in to you. I'm not giving in to you. So what does that tell you? What do both of these things tell you? That tells you that that person really doesn't care about you, okay? Like, I get a lot of people that come to me and they say, well, did the narcissist care about me? Did the narcissist care about me? First of all, narcissists, they objectify you. You're a means to an end for a narcissist. You're providing something. Relationships with narcissists are transactional. They don't get their feelings all into it. This is what people don't understand. Narcissists are not built like you. Okay? You're open, you're vulnerable, you know how to humble yourself. A narcissist can't do that. They're not going to do that. A narcissist holds everything inside and they don't want to be vulnerable with you. So they don't build that kind of connection, that kind of bond with you. This is what people don't understand, okay? So when a narcissist can go a month or longer without you, they really, really didn't care about you because number one, their pride, either it was their pride came before you, all right? And, that's more important to them than having a relationship with either, somebody that they, a romantic relationship or a family relationship, if it's somebody in the family. Again, it's their pride. Or, like I said before, in a relationship type of situation, it could just be that they're busy with other supply and then they come back months later, sometimes years later, okay? So, but the thing is this, you guys, you really want somebody that comes back months later? Do you? I don't, okay? I wouldn't want somebody that comes back months later. I wouldn't want somebody that can't sit down with me and be able to try to work things out with me or can't own when they're wrong, that you can never resolve conflict with them, that they have to run and you have to go, first it's a silent treatment, then it goes into no contact. That's horrible. That's a horrible way to live. That means that anytime you say anything the narcissist doesn't like, all of a sudden they're not going to talk to you, or you may end up going no contact for months or years, okay? See, you need to have somebody who cares about you, cares enough about you that will submit to you and be able to say when they're wrong. And this is the difference with a narcissist. They won't do it. They won't do it because, again, their pride comes first, all right? Their pride comes first, and also they could be just busy with other supply. They're busy with other supply, then they go along for a couple of months and ring-a-ling-a-ling, hey, how are you? They call you up, they text you, and they act like nothing ever happened between you. Why? Because they don't want to face shame and don't want to face that accountability. But they want to get back in your life. Or what they'll do is they'll contact you on a birthday or holiday. And that is their way to break the ice. They wait till a birthday or holiday. But that's not somebody who truly, truly cares. Understand this. Some narcissists will only contact you on birthdays and holidays, and then you don't hear from them the other 364 days of the year, okay? And then they think like they have a relationship with you. No, what they're doing is they're pretending to have a relationship with you in some sort of way, but they really don't. And you see this in families a lot, okay? Where that you may get the happy birthday text or Merry Christmas text. And meanwhile, the rest of the year, they don't call you. Why? Because they don't care. They don't care. They're self-absorbed, or they're just doing it to look good for the sake of the family, all right? So that they could say, oh, they're a good guy, good girl. They sent a happy birthday text. Oh, they're a wonderful person, right? It means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. So if the narcissist can go a month or longer, now hear me out here, and this is where the clarification comes in, because I had so many people that took this the wrong way. If a narcissist can go a month or longer without speaking to you, they really did not care about you whatsoever. Now, I had people come back and they said, well, I really loved my girlfriend, or I love this guy, and, I could go a month or longer and come back, because I was going through this, or I was going through that. This isn't right. That statement isn't right. Number one, are you a narcissist? Okay. What did I say? Okay. This is what it is. People jump the gun. They don't read a question right, okay? They don't read a question right. It's like when I did a reel on napping, and I said a lot of narcissists nap on the couch. And, they're napping on the couch because they're up during the week, they're tired, then they come to you, they nap on the couch. And I had people, oh my gosh, I had people come and say things like, well, I nap on the couch and I'm not a narcissist. I mean, come on, you guys. Common sense. We're not talking about the reasons why you napped. We're talking about the reasons why the narcissist napped. This is what I mean about you have to be focused when somebody says something because you may be reading it wrong, okay? So in this interpretation, what I'm trying to say is if a narcissist can go a month or longer without talking to you, then they really don't care about you because it's either their pride or they're busy with somebody else. Now here's the scenario, the other scenario. If you can go a month or longer without talking to the narcissist because you're no contact with them, the reasons that you're going no contact are not for the same reasons. The reasons you're going no contact is for your mental peace, and it's also to heal, okay? It doesn't mean that you didn't care about the narcissist. It means that you're protecting your peace, okay? You're protecting your peace, and you've gotten to a point where you have no other choice because you have tried every other avenue to communicate and resolve conflict with this person, and you've been hitting a wall. And why are you hitting a wall? Because you can't resolve conflict with a narcissist, okay? This is just something that I learned from real life experience in dealing with narcissists my whole life, whether it was in family, whether it was in marriage. You cannot resolve conflict with a narcissist who cannot humble themselves, okay? And narcissists cannot humble themselves. So it's a totally different thing when you go no contact with the narcissist because you're going no contact for completely different reasons than why the narcissist goes no contact, okay? Because, you may be going no contact with the narcissist because you decided to go no contact and the narcissist is not going to chase you. The narcissist figures, I'm not going to chase you. I don't need you. I have other supply. I don't have to chase you, okay? Meanwhile, though, technically, they are the ones who did you wrong, okay? Did you wrong because of the lying, the gaslighting, in some cases cheating, all right? They did things that were underhanded, whereas you walked in the truth, okay? That's another issue that I want to clarify, because sometimes I get these people that come and they say, well, everybody's pointing the finger at the narcissist, but how about everybody else take their own accountability, okay? People like to point fingers at other people, but they don't like to be accountable themselves, all right? Now, here's what I have to say to this. In some cases, that is true, but generally, the victim of narcissistic abuse was not being deceptive, was not lying to the person, was not gaslighting the person. They went in wholeheartedly and were vulnerable with this person and really tried with this person, okay? They weren't playing games. That's the difference. They weren't playing games. The narcissist was the one who played the games. And that's why the narcissist is the one who is toxic. And that's why we talk about why narcissists should take accountability, because they hurt people for their own selfish benefits. Okay? That's for the person who wants to say, well, people ought to look at themselves. Well, these people that are pointing the finger at the narcissist, they didn't deceive them. They didn't gaslight them. Okay? I'm speaking for the ones that didn't. Okay? If the other person was doing that, yeah, that's a totally different scenario. But in general, most victims are victims because they didn't do what the narcissist did, okay? They didn't do what the narcissist did. They didn't distort the facts. They didn't say half-truths. They walked in the truth, whereas the narcissist never walked in the truth, okay? That's the difference. But getting back to the point at hand, where a narcissist could go a month or longer, this, you guys, is your red flag, okay? This is what I want you to think about every time you think about going back to that narcissist. I want you to think about how this person could go a month or longer without living without you, and they were okay, okay? They were okay. So if they could go a month or longer without living with you, without contacting you, rather. Let's say they come back months later. Why would you want somebody who can go that long with you not being a part of their life? Okay? How much could they really and truly care about you? How much could they really and truly care about you if they could go months without talking to you? Not much, okay? Not much. And the reasons that they are coming back to you is because they need you now, okay? They need you. They may be going through a dry spell. They don't have supply, or they're with the new supply and they're sick of them. And what do? They bounce back to their exes. And that's when you get the Hoover. You get the, hey, how you been? Or I've been thinking about you, or hope you're doing okay, Or I really tried something. You get some kind of really buttery text that makes you melt. And this is months down the line, and even could be, past a year or longer, right? And the biggest mistake that people make is to take this person back, okay? That's because now you're going to have a narcissist waste your time twice, because this person has not changed. This person is just coming back to use you again for something, okay? And it could just be an ego boost too, you guys. They want to know that they have that kind of power and control over you, that, hey, they could go out, they could have a good time, they could go out with other supply, they could come back to you, and look, you're on the phone chatting away with them. Hey, how you been? Yeah, oh, well, nice to hear from you. Respect yourself. Respect yourself is what I have to say. Respect yourself. Think about why you went no contact. Respect yourself. Think about the pain that you went through during that no contact. Okay? You suffered, but the narcissist didn't suffer really. They were busy with other people. They didn't suffer the way you suffered. Never forget that. That narcissist did not suffer the way you suffered. You know why? Because they had options, or they had enablers around them. They had people who were filling that void for them. Whereas you were alone, you may have been depressed, you may have had anxiety and depression. You suffered, okay? You suffered. And now this narcissist comes back and thinks that they could just walk back in your life and you're going to let them? Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. And you know why? Because you respect yourself. That's why. You respect yourself. And they may have made a fool of you once, but they are not going to make a fool of you twice. And that, my friends, is your karma. That is your karma. This is where people say to me all the time, when is the narcissist karma? When is the narcissist karma? Well, I'm going to tell you, if you were a good person to that narcissist and you had a pure heart and you gave of yourself, that narcissist is going to miss you, okay? They're going to miss that kindness that you had to offer them, or whatever supply you had to offer them. And 9 times out of 10, if you were that good of a supply, they are going to come back, okay? And when they do, that's when you turn a blind eye to them, okay? That's when no response whatsoever. You ice them out, okay? You ice them out. You treat them cold the way they treated you cold. And you show them that, no, you can't just walk into my life whenever you feel like walking into my life. It doesn't work like that. You didn't appreciate me then? Well, guess what? You're not going to appreciate me now, because now I don't deal with you. I learned my lesson. I learned to shut that door, because I will never allow somebody to, slight me twice. Never, you guys. Never. That's why they say, what's that saying? Shame on you the first time, but shame on me the second time if I let you back in. So this is what I'm telling you. If that person could go a month or longer without talking to you, they really didn't care about you. And all these people that come back and say, well, I came back over a month. Are you a narcissist? Did you hear what I said? Are you a narcissist? We're talking about narcissists here. We're talking about people that are liars, deceivers, blame shift, okay? People that don't walk in the truth. That's who we're talking about. We're not talking about you, okay? We're not talking about you. And there's, like I said, there's a big difference between a narcissist not contacting you and you going no contact. You're going no contact because you absolutely have to, because you've tried every avenue that you could try to work things out with that narcissist. And now you've come to a point where you have to go no contact because of your mental health. They're driving you crazy. And also because you at a point where you have to respect yourself and you say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. This person is constantly lying to me. Enough is enough. It's you're at a standstill where you're not getting anywhere. And that's the point where you have to go no contact. So it's a totally different scenario than when the narcissist goes no contact, okay? Because the narcissist is the one who, they're the ones who did you bad, okay? Did you dirty, all right? So they are the ones who should be coming to you and submitting to you and trying to humble themselves and try to work things out with you, but they don't. You hear me what I'm saying to you? They don't. They only come back if they need you for something. If they have somebody else to replace you, and that's not even necessarily for just a romantic situation. That could even be in families. You could have a family that may, disown you or scapegoat you. And why? Because they have other siblings that they could fill that void, and they don't need you. They don't need you because they have other people in their life and they don't need you. But if they were alone, then you may hear from them, okay? You see how the flying monkeys are enablers to the narcissist? It could be a narcissistic parent that disowns their child. And why? Because they may have other children that they deal with and are enabling that narcissistic parent, okay? Or it could be a narcissistic sibling, and they may not care because they have other family members that enable them, all right? But if they were alone, it's a totally different thing. That's where they may have to and be forced to submit to you because they have no other choice, okay? And how do I know all this? Because I have lived it, okay? I have lived all of these kind of things, all right? Narcissism, I've lived narcissism not just from being in a marriage, but also family dynamics. And that was the big one. Okay. And this is what people don't realize. People want to come back and they want to say, it's another person talking about narcissism. They had a bad relationship, blah, blah, blah. People make such ignorant comments. Okay. Because if they don't know you or know what your circumstances is, it's not always about a romantic relationship. It could be something severe narcissism you suffered in your family, which could be even more traumatizing than any kind of relationship you may have had with a narcissist. And that's the truth, okay? That's the truth, because your family is supposed to be your nurturers, all right? Partners come and go, but your family is supposed to be your nurturers. So when you deal with narcissists and family, it's one of the deepest pains you can go through. And how do I know? Because I've been through it, all right? So, you guys, this is what it is. So I'm telling you that if they could go a month or longer, whether it's a romantic partner, a family member, whoever the fuck it is, they really don't care about you. They can live without you. But if they come to a point where they need you, they can't live without you because they need your supply. That's when you're going to hear from them. But that shows you that you were not important. You were not important. And that should make you strong in the fact that when they want to come back into your life, you say to yourself, if they really cared about me, they would have made the effort. If they really cared, they would have made the effort, all right? But they didn't care enough. They cared about themselves and they were doing okay. And that's why you didn't hear from that narcissist within the first month, okay? And that should be your indicator and your strength to say to yourself, I am not going to stress out over somebody who doesn't really care about me. Why care about people that don't really care about you? Don't. Okay? Don't. Whew, I'm on my preach this morning, you guys. So I hope that helps you. If it does, hit the subscribe button, share the podcast. If you're looking for confidential one-on-one phone coaching, check out the link in the bio, askyaz.wixsite.com/thegameexposed. I have limited time, you guys. I just have no time. I apologize for that. Also, check out my YouTube at The Game Exposed. I have almost 7,000 videos. I got a lot of almost everything on narcissism on my YouTube channel at The Game Exposed Podcast on YouTube. Facebook is The Game EXP123. TikTok is The Game Exposed. And Instagram is The Game EXP123. And have a great day. And don't let these narcissists walk all over you.